basically how we see the world is that for hundreds of thousands of years, there has been synergy between nature and mankind, but we are lost a bit. And unfortunately, same is true for farmers. Now, eAgronom goal is to restore this synergy between mankind and nature, and we think that the best way of doing it is by helping farmers to build profitable and stable businesses. Now, I myself, I'm coming from the farming family, and but I went to study computer science in the university, and over there I met with Stenver, the other founder of eAgronom, and together with Stenver, we saw that there are many challenges in farming, and we thought that, well, what should we achieve to actually make the difference? And at one point we set two goals for eAgronom. Number one, that we have to build digital farm manager, and it has to be so good that we can actually give a profit guarantee to farmers. And number two, farmers who take CO2 from air and turn it into the soil should get extra money for doing it. So these were the goals that we set. We are now 4 years in, and we believe that both goals are very achievable. We are already the main source of knowledge for many farmers all around the world, and we are speaking with big corporations about offsetting their carbon footprint with local farmers. Quickly about the team, I already told about myself. Stenver, the other founder of eAgronom, he has already experience of scaling one startup from 7 employees to more than 50 employees. Christian Luha, our Chief Commercial Officer, has 20 years of experience in Nike, including senior VP roles. Margus Niitso, the youngest PhD in the history of Estonia, and then made his own AI startup and sold this, and then joined eAgronom. Simon, he's from UK, has 40 years of experience in farming, and has farmed from basically all around the world, from Africa to Russia. And we have 40 people in total in eAgronom. Now, quickly about the product as well. In general, eAgronom is doing everything that a real farm manager is doing as well. And if you think about real farm manager, then he or she is driving around, speaking with people, so collecting data. eAgronom is doing the same thing, but a bit differently. So we have connection with sensors, satellite, and some information is coming from the easy-to-use interface, where tractor operators add the information. And then we analyze the information and give suggestions to farmers. What crop to grow, how much fertilizer to put, and so on. And then we help with people management as well. To give you a quick overview about the scale, we have 1,400 farmers. They manage in total 1 million hectares in 7 countries, 6 in European Union, 1 Australia. So that was a quick overview of eAgronom. So our goal is to restore the synergy between nature and mankind, and we think that the best way of doing it is by helping farmers to build sustainable, profitable, and stable businesses. Thank you. Happy to answer all the questions.
Thanks very much, and thanks again for the time, being within the time. Tiffany Baraki, please go ahead.
Yeah, it's interesting. I was just looking at a major player in this area already, so very familiar with it. Are you using aggregators to get your farmers, and are you using other players in the supply chain who work with farmers as an entry point to get to farming clusters?
Yeah, well, we have really personal sales, but we use different partners to bring in leads. So we do cooperation with tractor resellers, with chemical resellers, and so on. And the main goal for them is to bring us more leads. And actually, very often we don't do cooperation with those big organizations, but really with those sales guys. So it works like a referral program. If they get a meeting with our sales guy and the deal gets closed, then the seller of tractor or seller of fertilizer gets a small bonus for doing it.
And then more on the business model. What's your revenue to date, and what's your projections in the next 12 months?
Yeah, so as I said, we have 1,400 customers. They manage in total 1 million hectares. We have almost, well, farmers pay us yearly license fee, and it starts from few €100 to basically, I think the biggest customer pays €27,000 a year. Those who pay less, for them, we have positioned ourselves as ERP tool, just to build a relationship with them and start collecting data. And then later we started giving advice to farmers, and these are the high-end customers. And currently we are doing almost $1 million ARR, so annual recurring revenue.
Great, thank you.
There's other questions from the judges, but I can see some questions being posted in the Q&A. So there's one saying, what about crop insurance? And
yeah, that's one of the basically we're moving toward this direction. We think that like at one point we set the goal that we can give profit guarantees to farmers, and in some sense this is like insurance for farmers. But the biggest challenge actually in this way is that for us to make sure that farmers actually follow our advice. Because if we would know that they follow our advice very well, then already we could say that we could give them profit guarantees. If you take top farmers in the world, then they have really stable businesses. For many farmers, it's really volatile. So some years they have big profits, some years they are making loss. But top farmers, how it differentiate is not in a good years, but in a bad years. So in the bad years, they're also making profits. And because of this, we know that we can give profit guarantees, but it's hard for us right now to know for sure whether farmers actually followed our advice.
Okay, and I think there's other questions also in the Q&A about the climate-wise. How do you manage that? And there's also some people asking if they can get in touch with you. So if you can maybe write your email or something on the chat for everyone, so that if you want them to contact you, of course.
Yeah. Well, first of all, happy to answer all the questions later. Also, if you write me, robin@eagronom.com. But about the climate change, then, well, that's a big thing. And I think farmers are really feeling this climate change mainly because there are more extreme weather conditions. And that's, well, as I said as well, one of our goals is that farmers will get extra money for taking CO2 from air and turning it into the soil. And what it would mean is that humus balance, or the organic carbon in the soil, is increasing. And organic carbon and humus in the soil is like a water bank. So it's like a swamp. It takes water in, and if it is really too dry, it has like reserves for plants. And at the same time, if it's too wet, then it is ready to take water inside. So that's one of our key goals. If you think about sustainability, I think we have 5 things over there. Well, and they're all important. So firstly, the species richness. Secondly, pollution. So everything that will be added to the soil should be consumed by the plant. Thirdly, the soil level. So the soil level, soil quality should be growing. Fourth, farmers should be having profitable businesses, because this is also, if it's not profitable, it's not sustainable. And fifth, putting all those 4 together, it has to be resilient with extreme weather. So if there is extreme weather conditions, farmers still have to have good financial results.